Hello guys, and welcome to this point of sale and the distribution software. So when you open the software, you're going to have a link. It can run locally or it can run over the internet. Whatever means you run it, you get to the browser and you get to a login point where you need to input your username and a password. So once you're logged into the system, the very first step that I'd like you to go to is to go to settings. It is important to begin from settings because from here you get to configure the software. So the first thing is going to be the warehouse. Under warehouses, you define different warehouses. You can just click on the add warehouse button over here, and then you give a warehouse name, a phone number, email address and the address of the warehouse. Once you're done, you just click submit. So I can take a warehouse called test, and the phone number is 12 blah blah, email test@gmail.com, and then once I'm done, I submit the warehouse. Warehouses can work like different locations. If you have so many warehouses and they're in Excel, you can import them from here. Once we are done with warehouses, the next thing is going to be customer groups. Now, customer group is very important because here, once you've set the price of a product, you determine the various percentages. For example, you see that if you're selling to the government, there is a 35% increase automatically in the price. And then you have VARs, and you can give a negative discount. This helps in an organization where maybe you want staff to automatically have a 20% discount. So in that case, you're simply going to click here on add customer. When you click on add customer group, you give a customer group. Let me call this customer group staff, and then I give them negative 10%. This means that at the point of creating any customer, if I select the customer group to be a staff, they're automatically going to experience a negative 10% discount. So this is important. Now the next thing we are going to look at here is going to be units. I like to go to units first before I go to brands. Units are very important. So let me click on the units button. Now, what's most important about unit is that you define the various units of sale. In a supermarket, you might sell in bottles, you might sell in buckets, you might sell in crates. So there is a little logic here. Let me create a unit called you can give the unit a code, any code 002. Let me call it 034, and I give it bottle, for instance. There's an option here for base unit. I won't use this now, so let me submit. Now let's assume that you have a business, you buy in crates but you sell in bottles. This is where it's very important. So I have already created a particular unit here called bottle. Now I'm going to create another unit called create, but I'll make that unit to be affected by this bottle. So let's go to add unit again, and then we put another unit called create. The code 035, and this is called create. Now here you have to specify a base unit. A base unit is very, very important in this case. So we are going to drop down, and then the base unit is bottle. So the unit here is create, but the base unit is bottle. The operator now, it can be a multiplier, a divider, a minus. So I'm going to put the operator to be a multiplier, and then I will define. So if you have a crate of 12, you have to put the crate here 12. This means that when you buy one crate, you will now have 12 bottles. That's why you have the base unit to be bottle here. If you buy one crate, it is 12 bottles. If it's a crate of 24, you now put 24 here. This means that one crate is 24 bottles. When you do this, you submit. So this is called nested units, and it's a feature that really helps. Well, it's saying that already exists. The next thing we can look at here is the brand. You can define various brands for the software. You can have Yamaha, Presonus, anything, any brand. You simply just need to add brand. You give the brand name here, and then you browse the image of the brand so that you can have these brands here. Now you have currency as well, and you can create different currencies for yourself. USD, the CFA, all of those. You just need to add currency, give the currency name, give the code, and you give the exchange rate here. I'm moving a little fast because I do not want to take most of your time. You also have tax here. You have a tax feature where you can define the various kinds of tax. You have the A and the percentage. So when I just click on add tax, I give you the tax name. For example, I can give you the service tax, and then I say maybe service tax is 5%. That is all. Each time I add this tax to a particular service tax already exists. Each time I add this tax to any product, this percentage will be automatically added. So the other thing is going to be POS settings. That's one other important feature where you define the default customer, define the default account. You can configure the PayPal payment, most of these, etc., etc. So now this is the initial setup where you have to go through the configuration to set up a few settings. Remember the few things that are very important before you begin using the software. What we did here, we created the warehouses, we did customer group, brand, unit, currency, tax, and then we also went to POS settings. I think this is basically the most important things you have to do. So now we are going to go to creating the products. So I will scroll up and I will take products. Once you click on products, you have product category, product list, blah blah blah, and all of those. So the first thing I'm going to look, I'll click on product categories. This gives me the option to create different categories of products. If I'm selling musical instruments, if I'm selling dairy products, what kind of categories, I create them here. So it also has the option of you creating a category and attaching a picture to it. So I can take add, and then I can give the product a name, and then I just pick up the category from here. Or there is also parent category, which is just like where you had the nested units. This is like a subcategory. So if I create a category and there's a parent category, I can pick it up from here, attach an image from my computer, whatever it is. So we created already all of these categories, and then you go to add product. Now when you're trying to add a product here, there are a few things to consider. The first thing is the type of product. You have this type of product here. It's very important. So when you drop down, you see that you have standard product, combo product, and digital product. A standard product is a product that has stock. So when you select standard product, you give it a name. Let me give it a name, trial. For instance, I can just click on this icon here to generate a product code, but I could give a product code if I want. Now the barcode symbology, you can leave this as at default. Then you have the brand. Here you select the brand from those brands that you created, and then you select the category also from the category that you created. That's why I said you have to begin from settings. If you did not create those categories, they will not be available here. Now this is very important. Here you have a product unit where you can have maybe bottle, then you have a sales unit, and then you have a purchase unit. You see, this is very important. So if I select any other product unit I select here, there should be a sales unit, and there is a purchase unit. So it's possible to buy in crates, but you sell in bottles. I don't know if you understand that. You can buy in crates. So this is where you will define all of that. You will now have the product cost and the product price. The product cost is like the buying price, and then you have the selling price of the product. Under alert company, under alert quantity here, this is where you decide when you should be notified. If you put 5 here, for example, it means that when the stock goes down to 5, you will be notified. You have a notification saying that okay, you are soon running out of stock. And then here you have the product tax, where you can specify any kind of tax or tax of your choice and all of those. And then you have the tax method, exclusive or inclusive. When you take exclusive, it means that the tax here does not include the selling price. If you say inclusive, it means the price you are putting here already has this tax. Then there is this feature here, we say featured. When you enable this feature, I will show you the product will automatically be displayed in the dashboard for easy pickup. So products that you enable featured are products that are frequently bought, so that you don't have to go through the dashboard. Then here you can put images of the product, images of the product, so that they can be displayed for easy visibility and also to see what is in the product, like to go through. You can now put a description here. All the description that you put here helps a layman to be able to have handy information about a particular product. Then you have this product has different prices for different warehouses. This is also very, very important. If you have so many warehouses and they are in different locations and the product has different ones, you check this, you now have to specify each warehouse and the price of the product for that warehouse, and then you specify the price for this other warehouse. You have this product has an expiry, a batch number and an expiry date. This is good for products that have batch numbers and expiry date. And then you have this product has a variant. You can also have the same product that has different variants. And when a product is getting to the point of expiry, you might decide to add a promotional price. You can say, okay, the product was initially sold for 5,000. Now I'm going to promote it for 3,000. And then the promotion period is from this time, from today to this particular date, so that once they try to make sales, automatically that will be done. The next kind of product is the digital product that we'll look at. With digital products, there are products that do not have stock, like services. You can have something like training, you don't have stock for training. So you have digital product, you really do not have stock, and you can follow the same procedure. There is no unit. Obviously taxes can be included, they can be featured. So that is digital product. And finally you have combo products. Combo products, now they are a combination of products. Like you can say that if you're buying Coca-Cola, bread and chocolate, if Coca-Cola is 500, bread is 500, chocolate is 500. When you take Coca-Cola, bread and chocolate, you should be, so all of them will cost 1,2 rather than 1,5. Yeah, somebody will say, why not just come and create one product, Coca-Cola, bread and chocolate? When you create like that, the quantities will not be deducted from the initial product. So this is what combo products do. You combine products and you give a series of a price. So the products are supposed to already be in the database. You select them, and you see, so initially the price here is this 36,000. So the total price is 36,000 for this combo product. You can then decide to change this price and then give it a different price for those combo products. These are combo products work. You combine them together and you can give a discount if you like with this product. So that is that about products. Once products have been created, you can go back to your product here, and then you see product list. You see the series of products and those that have images You can have the product list here where you have the total. When you are in the product list window, only 10 records are displayed here. So you can drop and see more records, 50, or you can see all records. Yeah, so if you are seeing just 10 records, know that you need to move maybe to the next page to see the other records and to come here. So if you choose a particular product like this, you should be able to see the description that was included. You see, it gives all the description that was included, quantity about that product here. Also, if you want to get a product list, you can just click on this icon here. The product list will be automatically printed here. This will be printed in PDF and this will be in Excel. So let's try to see the product list in PDF. You simply click on that icon and it's going to download the product list for you. You could just export in Excel. You could as well take Excel. It will actually give you the option to save and have the product list. Now maybe you want to print a list to be given to somebody and you don't want quantity, unit, price, cost and all of this to be included. It's possible to just click on this icon here. This icon here helps you to filter what you want to see. It's available throughout the application. So we are going to click on that icon and you see that you can uncheck action, cost, price, unit, quantity, stock worth, maybe category, code, and it filters all of that out for you. If you do a print out, only these ones will be available. What you have selected, only these two will be available. So it's a way of filtering. So that's product list. You can print barcodes and attach them to your product. Just search for the product, you add, you can take camera, you add, you specify the quantity. Let's say you want to print 5 here, 5 here. Once you have done, you might want to add promotional price if they are there. You specify the size of this and then you just submit. So I'm going to print the barcode in 36 millimeter, which is 1.4 inch. I will just submit. You see the barcodes are here, so you just print and then you cut this and attach to the product so that when you want to make a sales, you just scan. Now it is important to note that once products are created, if they are standard products, they do not automatically become available for sale. So you have to go to the purchase window. And you click add purchase. On the purchase menu, when you click add purchase, now you select which warehouse you are purchasing to. You remember this warehouse you created. You are purchasing to the test warehouse. You specify which supplier you want to buy. There is a place to create supplier under people. You create the supplier and then there is the status of the purchase. Is it received, partial, pending, or just ordered? You select the status and then you pick up the product from here. If it's Elysis, you pick it. Camera, you pick it. Now once you are purchasing, you specify the purchase price. Maybe you bought it here for 800 and this one was 21,000, whatever it is. Were there taxes? You can add the taxes. Was there a discount? Was there a shipping cost? Is there a note attached here? All of these. Once you are done, you then submit. There's a batch number. Sorry, I'll fix this later. No product has a batch number that has not been specified. Well, so that's how you effect a purchase. Then the product becomes available for sale. So let me take you a little bit to the dashboard. Once all the configuration has been done, you have this icon over here, this point of sale, POS. So the teller comes in and all they need to do is click on POS. for them to make sales. Once they click on PSS, those icons, those products that were specified as featured, these are the products here. They will automatically be here. You can click on category to view products by category. You can click on brand to view products by brand, and then you can click on featured to view these featured products. So let's say we wanted to sell pre-Sonos. We just click here, click on this one, click on this one. If you decide to change the price here, you just change the price, and you change the quantity here, it automatically affects everything. Now this one can be 4,000 if you wish. Whatever price you put, once you give the quantity, you can give him a quantity like 1.5. It still gives the total for the entire product. If you see that you added a product that was not supposed to be here, you can just remove. Also, if you printed the barcode, it's possible to just scan. If you look very well here, you see that it says that scan, search product by name or code. Now, if you know the name of the product, there will be no need. If you don't see the product under feature, you can just type any part of the name. If you just say bass, for example, it populates. If you say drums, it gives, and then you can easily just pick any of them. Now, once you've added products to your cart, it gives you a grand total here, and there are different means of payment here which are available. You have payment by JE, you have cash, PayPal, Orange Money, you have MTN Money, there is gift card, deposit, points, and all. Now I'm going to begin from points. Points here is a method of payment like in a barbing studio, where they say that when you have 10 shaves, you have one free. So you just factor how many points you get from a particular shave or service, and once you continue, once you get those points, you can use them for payment. So if I click on the customer here, I select the customer from here. If the customer is not here, I can just click on this plus to add. Let me say walk-in customer, and then I select points, and I try to pay by points. You see that this customer has just paid because he had those points available, and then it gives you a receipt. Now it's possible to also have a customer that does not have points. They won't be able to pay. Now if I try to pay by deposit, it say amount exceeds customer deposit is 0. That is because customer does not have a deposit. It's possible for customers to come and deposit. I can also pay by a gift card, which is a card that is given by the company and loaded. I can pay by MTN Momo, Orange Momo, which will then be queried PayPal. Or I can just pay cash, which is the most frequently used. Yes, when I take cash payment, what happens is that I have to decide which account to be credited. I can take any of these. I can take sales account, which will be the account credited, and then how much the customer is paying, received amount. If I say the customer gave 15,000, automatically say the customer's change is this amount. So I can easily, if the customer gave 10,000, it's okay to just take 10,000. They say that it's still owing. Customer is still owing. The customer gave 5,000, added just like that. You can clear those amounts from here. The last method of payment is the JE. This JE method is journal entry. It's where you just have to debit one account and credit the other. So when you click on JE, simply asks you which account to debit. You select the account, says which account to credit, and then you still effect the payment. You can keep a sales note here. So this is how sales are managed here in the system. Now let's go back to the menu and look at other options that are available here. The next option here is quotation. Let's go to quotation, and then you take add quotation. Quotations are used when a customer wants a quote for a particular product, and you just give them that code. So you still select a biller, you select a supplier, you select a customer. Let me use myself as a customer and the warehouse. Let's say that you wanted to get the services of a saxophonist, and you take a standard saxophonist. That is the amount. You give a note about this. Let me just say that for the wedding on the 11th, blah 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 blah, whatever it is, blah blah. Once I've done all of this, I can put a shipping cost here. I can also put the other discount. If there are taxes, I can specify them, and then I just submit. So once I submit, it is still here, but the status is still pending. So I can click on action and I take view. You see, it attaches my letterhead and the address of the customer and the product that I'm buying. All of the taxes are specified here with the background logo. All of this have been set up in the system. I can just take email to the customer. When I take email, it says what? Email sent, and that is it. The customer receives it. Now when the customer agrees and is ready to pay, I still click on action and then I take create sales. So when I take create sales, every detail remains the same, but then I have to specify the payment status here. I have to specify the payment status. Is it due for payment, partial or paid? The customer can pay partial payment. You say the received amount. This is the total amount to be paid here. It should be the total amount to be paid. That should be 16,500. The received amount can be maybe 10,000. Or maybe there's a mix of 16,500. The received amount will be 10,000. Yeah, so that amount is pending. No, received amount, this should be 16,500. So then customer is still owing 6,000. You submit. Okay, let's say 16,500 and the customer is giving 10,000. And this coded. Oh, I'll try to fix it. Well, this is a small bug. I'll fix that. Yeah, so let's just say it's due for payment. And then we submit. It also generates an invoice, but the status is due. And when you look at if you go back to the main menu and you take sales list, see that this is the invoice and it's due for payment. So if the client comes and wanted to pay, they can just click on pay. I don't know why I showed that error, but the client was supposed to be owing this amount of money. Then you can also look at add a gift card. It's not here. You can add a gift card here to a client. Now there is one thing that is important here. Once you've made a sales, you can click on action and you take add delivery. When you click on add delivery, you now decide the address. You need to say that it has been delivered. Is it status is delivered? Is it delivering? Who received it? Who delivered it? Who received it? And you can just take OK. Once this is done, it also generates a delivery list. The system generates this delivery list from sales menu. You click on delivery list here, and you can look at the delivery list. It shows you the various items and the quantity, but this time around without a price. If you go back to sales list, you see that the sales list is different from a quotation. With the sales list now, you see that it adds the QR codes, and it's also specified all of this comment below. It says that the amount due for payment is this amount. This is the grand total, but this is what was paid and this is what was due. You can also just email this as well to the client. I'll show you how these emails appear. So the next thing is you have expenses in the system. You also create expense categories. You have different expense categories and expense list. So once the categories are created for the expenses, they have different accounts and all of that, and then you can just go and add an expense, whatever expense it is. You want to put a particular expense here, you select the expense category, you select the warehouse, the amount, and then you choose which account to the expense will go under, and then you keep a note here. So that's basically it. You can do transfers. Click on add transfer to move goods from one warehouse to another. You say from the warehouse here, from beyond warehouse to test, and you select the particular product that you want to transfer. You also treat returns. You have sales return and you have purchase return. You do this so that you can treat a return and it will be available in the system. Just click add return. If it's a sales return, you pick up the product, the particular customer, warehouse, and the biller, you return. Same for purchase. Under accounting, it gives you the options to create accounts. When you click on add accounts, you just create the various accounts here. Have an initial balance, you have a note for the different accounts. You can also transfer money from one account to another. Add money transfer, you select from this account to the sales account, you specify the amount money is moved and is recorded in the system. Then you have account statements where you can select a particular account like the sales, select either debit or credit or all, and then you have for a period of time and you submit. You'll be able to see all the account statements, both debits and credits to the account. So that's that about accounting. Human resource, there isn't much. And then you have people. Under people, you can create users, you can add customers, you can add billers, you can add suppliers. So these are the four most important things that you need to do under people. You can add users, you can add customers, you can add billers, and you can add suppliers. Now, after all of these, the only important thing that is remaining in the system will be reports. Now, when you go to reports, there are a series of reports. There is a summary report which gives you a summary of the system: purchase, sales return, profit and loss. This is just a basic summary payroll where you can see there is a bestseller report which gives you which product is the bestseller. There are product reports itself where you can see your various products, and like if you look carefully here, you see that you have the different products. You have the purchase, the sold, the quantity return, purchase amount, sold amount, profit. There is also the stock worth here. Is that most of these products are digital, but if you look at the product like Elysis, you will see how many of them are available. Very few have been sold. And you go back to reports again, you have category reports where you can see sales per category. You have the different categories that you created. You specify the time period. It can be 90 days, the last year, all time, custom range, where you specify the from and the start and the end date. So You have the daily sales, which gives you how much you have been selling on a daily basis. On Friday, these are the sales. Today, these are the few sales that we've made. And then you have the monthly sales as well, where you see what has been for the month. You see that February was this amount, March, just like that. You have all of those. And you have a sales report now, which is like a detailed report. This sales report is very important because you specify the time period. Let me look at the last 90 days and I submit. For this sales report is very important in some organization with detailed accounting, because it gives you like a CRV. You see, when you come to this sales report, you look at all of this. You can simply just generate a CRV here, and then it gives you the various products that have been sold for that period of time. Another meat speaker sold this quantity. Is used when they come to clear the cash box in some organization. You have a payment report, warehouse report, warehouse stock chart, product quantity alert. Like this is a report that shows you how many products are ready to be purchased. And then you have the payment report, how much payment you have done. There's a user report, customer report. If you take customer report, you are able to see a particular customer and find out what they have been buying. You look at their reports and you see, oh, this is what this customer, these are the customer, this is the purchase, payment, quotations they have received, return. And you can do this for a period of time, for a particular range, or for all the time. It's very important. And then you have the due for payment and supplier reports. So guys, basically this is the system, and feel free if you want to contact us about the system. Our email, you can write to us at director@beyondcompanylimited.com, sales beyondcompanylimited.com. Phone numbers +23765321739. So this is our information. You can get to us via this information. Thank you for watching, and we're looking forward to you getting this software. Thank you very much. So there is one particular report here, AMC, average monthly consumption. So it gives you an average monthly consumption for a period of time of some particular products, and you can just submit and see an average monthly consumption. This helps you to know how many products you sell in a month. You can also take all here and you see all of the products. It helps when you want to place orders. And one thing I didn't show you during sales is that when you click on a product like